According to Pew's Research Center's website on an article published January 8th, 2026, 9 in 10 US adults use the internet daily, including 41% who say they're online almost constantly. Today, I'll be teaching you how to make a very cute, quick, and easy napkin paper flower. And instead of being on your cell phone, I urge you to take some time to make the flower because they're very easy to make and customizable, and you can even use them as decoration for your gifts or even gift them yourself. I personally made about 10 of them on a single day because we use them to decorate the dancer's hair, and it was really cute. We put them on the side of the buns. It was for our Flocorico dance. So to begin, we first need to gather our materials. We'll then create the flower and talk about different ways to customize them. So we only need 3 materials. We need some napkins, and I'm using 3 different types of napkins because this will be a multicolored flower. And then we'll use a pipe cleaner to secure it, and this will be the stem as well. Then we'll need scissors to cut our napkins. And I got all of these materials at Dollar Tree for less than $10. And it's a great way to save money because, according to the National Retail Federation in a press release from October 22nd, 2024, the average American spends about $1,000 in gifts and extra expenses each holiday season. And now that we have the materials, we can move on to making the flower. So, to create the flower, we're gonna cut 4 squares of each color. So, yeah, we're gonna have 12 squares in total. And for this flower, it has 2 layers, and each layer contains 2 of the 4 squares from the colors. And we're just gonna stack them on top of each other. So I have my 2 white, I'm gonna stack my 2 red, and then my 2 pink. And I just want to let you know that napkins are very easy to use because they're already folded and they're already perfect squares. So you would just grab your scissors and you would follow the folds as a guide. And going back to assembling the flower. So this is our first layer, and we would repeat the same thing. We would have our 2 white, our 2 red, and our 2 pink. So we got our first and second layer. And after that, we would just stack them on top of each other. So now we have this, and then we would make a fan in which we would fold to make like another rectangle. It's kind of like origami. So here we have that. We would flip it and do the same thing. We would keep on doing that until we have a fan. And after we have our fan, we would use our pipe cleaner to tie it in the middle to make a knot here. And it should look something like this. Here, this is our first layer, and we would just fan out the napkin to make the petals. So we would just lift each individual layer, and it should leave you with something like this. We have our flowers. They're very cute. They look like roses, I think. So we just made our flower, and we gathered our materials. We folded them, cut them, and used our stem, and it's very adorable. And now we'll be talking about different ways to customize them. So one way that you can customize them is before you fan them out. Before you fan them out, you want to take your scissors to make a different shape. Here I used my scissors to make like a semicircle, and it left me with this. And for this flower, I ended up using one layer instead of two, and it made it more tinier. Or you could simply not use three different colors of napkins and just use one color. This is the 2-layer flower with the 12 squares, but it is just red, like a rose. Or another example that you could do is instead of using tissues, no, napkins, you can use tissues from gifts. And you could also cut different sizes of squares. You would need a ruler and you would need to measure that. But you would make different sizes, so I could maybe cut this in fourths and I'd get a smaller flower. And so we just ended up creating the flowers, and it was extremely easy. We first gathered our materials, and then we made the flower, and then finally we ended up talking about different ways to make them unique. And it's really nice because even though that these flowers are made out of paper, they remind us that beauty does not just have to be expensive nor complicated. So go out there and make some flowers.